righteous cried to the Lord and heard them, and he heard them and delivered them out of all their troubles. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, the Lord will deliver them out of them all. Alleluia, alleluia, alleluia.
Wisdom, let us attend, let us listen to the Holy Gospel. Peace be unto all.
Amen. And to your spirit.
Reading of the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew.
Glory to you, Lord, glory to you.
Let us attend. The Lord said to his disciples, "Everyone who acknowledges me before men, I will acknowledge before my Father who's in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I will deny before my Father who is in heaven. He who loves his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he who loves his son and daughter more than me is not worthy of me. He who does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me." Then Peter said in reply, "Lo, we have left everything and followed you. What then shall we have?" Jesus said to them, "Truly I say to you, in the new world, when the Son of Man sits at the glorious throne, you will have followed me and also sit on the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone who has left their houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or wife and children or lands for my name's sake, I will receive 100-fold and inherit eternal life. But many that are first will be last, and the last first."
Glory to you, O Lord, glory to you.
In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. Christ is in our midst. It's a little hot. Oy. "Therefore, whoever confesses me before men, I will also confess before my Father who's in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I will also deny before my Father who is in heaven." Now, it's kind of daunting. Whoever confesses me before men. We profess our Christianity, our Orthodox Christianity. We're not in people's faces. We don't go around knocking on doors. But when we're asked, "Are you a Christian?" Yes. There's your confess. Do we deny Christ at times? Yes, we do. Through sin. So then we go back and confess and put Christ back in our heart. And it's hard in this day and age, especially with the goes and ons right now, with all the new discoveries of those poor children, to say, yes, I'm a Christian, and we will be attacked for it. But what a wonderful opportunity to educate at that time, too. We are an Orthodox. Our patron saint for our temple is St. Peter the Aleut. So we go out and teach. And yes, we will be attacked as the saints and as the apostles, the martyrs, all that sort of stuff. But we confess Christ as the Son the living God. And, Christ says, who do they think I am? You're the Christ, the Son of the living God. Comes up to the question, who do we think we are? Who do I think I am? And these are questions we ask. Yes, we're children of God. We're in a community. We're warriors for Christ, as we hear in our baptism. Then who do we think I am? Well, I'm a pretty miserable sinner. That's who I am. I'm broken. I'm spiteful at times. I'm judgmental. I'm all these things. But then I try to be like Christ through repentance, through confession, through communion. All these things that we have millions and millions of accounts with the saints. We know it can be done. We know my brokenness can be healed. I know that my judgment towards people can be replaced with humility and love. It's just taking that step and confessing Christ. He who loves his father or mother is not worthy of me. He who loves his sons and daughters is not worthy of me. Doesn't actually mean that, I don't love my parents. Sorry, Mom, Dad, I can't love you, or I can't love Christ. Sorry, kids, you're on your own. I can't love you. What it means is when we start idolizing things, that old saying, you put someone on a pedestal. And that happens quite often. We put our parents, we put our children, put our friends, put the priests, we put our bishops, patriarchs, whoever, on a pedestal. And then we get really hurt when they fall off it. So who's the problem? Who has the problem in that time? It isn't the person on the pedestal. But when we start putting people on pedestal or items, this is what Christ is saying. Because then we start worshiping that person. We may not go down and find them and kneel down before them and saying, oh, all that sort of stuff. But if that's the person's in our mind all the time, if we push and put our children up there saying, no, you got to be better than me, you got to be better than me, and then as they get older, oh, look how great you are, you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're all these things, I'm so happy for you, and then when they fall, they're like, what's up with you? When we put people on this pedestal, we start worshiping them. And this is what Christ is saying. Just like any objects or materialistic things, if that's the first thing we think about, we might have some issues there. And he who doesn't take up his cross is not worthy of me. We take up our cross every single moment of our entire life. And we look at the lives of the saints and what they went through carrying their cross. We look at each other and what we go through carrying our cross. And it's a heavy cross. Thank God, and hopefully, we see the light at the end of this pandemic tunnel, and it was a really heavy cross to carry. But we carried it. We carry our cross. And I've spoken of this before with my mom, about my mom and dad, how they carried their cross. Yes, we look at them. My mom was, paralyzed on the left side, had about every reason why a person die in Canada. My dad, much the same without being paralyzed. And we look at all the distress and all the hardship, the sacrifice, the suffering they were going through. They themselves did not see that. This was their cross, and they carried it with joy and love. Did they have moments? Absolutely. But this is our cross that we carry. Our personal cross, our community cross, our Orthodox cross. But we need to carry it and keep it here on our hearts every day. And then we are worthy. And I've heard many times, when people say, I'm not worthy of having communion, I'm not worthy of being in church, I'm not worthy of these blessings. Of course we're not. Of course we're not worthy of all these things. But it's Christ's death and resurrection that makes us worthy of these things. So we become worthy. We are accepted if we choose. And choosing to engage, carrying our cross, is in choosing to engage in spiritual warfare, as I talked before about. It'd be easy to have, all the evil and everything. So on this side, we're all good. That's where all the evil is. So I'm going to stand over here. We're good. No. Cuts right through us. The unhidden battleground. The hidden battleground, as one would say. But we engage in this, carrying our cross, because they increase our faith. We read the lives of all the saints again. We keep referring back to that and how they carried their cross through all the struggles. And if you look at it and read about it, you're like, how did these guys do it? Well, it was the mercy and the love of Christ, carrying their cross. It can be done, but it starts with us. It starts with my heart. Am I open? Am I being held accountable for my sins? And part of spiritual warfare is being held accountable. Not in the worldly sense of, when I worked with a Children's Aid Society or Children's Services, I'm holding that person accountable for their behavior. Not so much that. I'm being held accountable or show my accountability to Christ, to my wife, to my children, to you all. That holds me accountable. Not in a spiteful, angry sort of way that we do, but in a loving, gentle way. And sometimes gentle means a bit of a harsh word at times. It happens. But in a loving, gentle way. And this is how we will continue to carry our cross and confess Christ before all men. And we leave our houses. Now, do we leave our physical houses? Not necessarily, but when a husband and a man and woman get married, they leave their parents, they leave their house. When we grow up, we have roommates, we leave our house to be there. I left Ottawa to go to Edmonton to learn how to be a deacon. I left Edmonton to Calgary to learn how to be a priest. But Christ is there with us all the time. Certain two people are leaving. Awkward. But this is what they need to do. To take up their cross and follow Christ. To confess Him. And when we try to be first, we always come last. Christ has a beautiful way of doing this to us. When we think we're we're the best thing in the world. Christ has a wonderful ability to go, all right, are you sure? And gives us a great dose of humility to remind us, the first will be last and the last will be first. And this humility that we gain, that we see in the lives of the saints, we see in blessed people, we see in other people. I want to be like that person. I want to be like that person. I want to be like that saint. I want to be like that saint. Not becoming obsessive about it, because then we put them on a pedestal and it becomes almost an idol. But I want to be like that saint or that person. How am I going to do that? It's through prayer, communion, confession, love, forgiveness, carrying our cross and confessing Christ. That's how we become like that. We can do this. We know we can. We read that we can. We may not feel that we can. And that's a very different story and a very different discussion. But knowing that we are worthy, knowing that we can be like all the saints, knowing that we can carry our cross and confess Christ with men. As we move forward, let's just take a moment and, recall the gospel a little bit and how we're carrying our cross. How are we confessing Christ? How are we denying Christ and then come back and confess Christ? Do we take moments, quiet moments, to remember Christ? Not just in church, but at home, driving, walking, playing with the kids, sitting down, lying down. Do we take these quiet moments to remember Christ and remember that we can do this, and through his love and mercy we can be healed, we can be fixed, we can be made whole again. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, amen. Christ